Salutations, respected viewers. This is George from Ireland. Here I am in front of Burlington House, London. So Burlington House was built in 1664 and it's a Palladian mansion built for the Earl of Burlington. Of course, Earl being a hereditary aristocratic title. And there were many mansions built according to Palladian principles along Piccadilly, which is a street that's behind. And this is the only one that still survives. So I think you'll agree it's a very handsome piece of architecture. You can see it's all neoclassical. Well, that's what Palladian is. There are different types of classical, but no columns, for instance. Lots of little arches. If you look carefully, but at the top of each arch is a bearded figure looking like Zeus or somebody like that. Anyway, since 1768, this has housed the Royal Academy of Arts. It's not been a private residence since 1768. King George III was patron of this, and so it's a professional association for artists, by which I mean painters, sculptors, sketchers, and the like. And so it is an art gallery. It's open to the public. It's a pretty penny to get in, about £20, and it has some permanent exhibitions. It has a lot of temporary exhibitions. I remember way back in 1997, it was highly controversial for its Sensation exhibition, and the frontispiece of that was a photo of a iron, as in for ironing your clothes, touching a tongue. There was an image of Myra Hindley, the serial killer, in there, made from the handprints of children, and so they like to really stir it up. Damien Hirst had things on display there. Back in the 90s, there were the young British artists with a cow he dissected, and things like some artistic installation which was just some raw meat and flies eating it, or a tent put up by Tracy Emin with a list of all the people she'd had intercourse with. Not art in everybody's book, but there is some more classical artwork in there. If you look up right up high, it's got these relief sculptures of various famous artists and their names down below, including Reynolds, because Sir Joshua Reynolds was the first president of the Royal Academy. So very accomplished artists are made members of the Royal Academy of Arts, and they're allowed to put RA behind their name. They never put RAA, just RA, Royal Academy. In artistic circles in this realm, everybody knows the Royal Academy means the Royal Academy of Arts. Anyway, so way back, much later, 1873, this was expanded. Let's look slowly around the courtyard, and various buildings were built. It was all expanded, and it's roughly in the style of Burlington House. It's perhaps not quite so ornate. It's obviously still neoclassical, still got faces, in this case female faces, carved above the archways of the doors. Yeah, and hosts various other learned institutions like the Royal Society of Chemistry, the Royal Society of Antiquaries, as in those who study ancient things, archaeology and so forth, the Linnaean Society, named after the Swedish Count Carl Linnaeus, who gave us our Linnaean system, as in all animals and plants have got a name in every language there is, as well as the Latin name, and that's the Linnaean name. So Linnaeus in the 18th century came up with a system whereby scientists, botanists or biologists, whatever, from every country can be talking about an animal and a plant, and to avoid any confusion can say the Latin name so that both of them know what they're talking about. They may speak each other's language very imperfectly, which is why in the zoo you'll see the name of an animal, and then in brackets it'll say the Linnaean name, the Latin name, like Panthera or Elephas maximus or whatever. The same goes for trees or all sorts of plants, for the avoidance of doubt. There's the Geology Society and blah, blah, blah. So they all meet around here. So going back there to Burlington House, the rear of it houses the Royal Society of Watercolourists, and on and on. So well worth going in. There's an exhibition on Klimt open right now. So that's on Piccadilly, right in the heart of London, very close to Piccadilly Circus Tube Station.